Test, test, test. Okay, back again in an emoji podcast, broadcast, or live stream, or whatever that is. So basically, I have some unintentional free time, even though the weekly scheduled free time is actually unavailable yesterday because yesterday was actually a day off. So I decided to meet with or do a regular hangout with my college friends since most likely I would be pretty lazy to do it on this Saturday or in the weekend since it's not the time for me to think about. So yeah, at some point if it is not really urgent for me to take a bath, so I basically pretty lazy to do that. So especially when I not going anywhere else that basically pretty much necessary to do so. So that's the reason why. And basically, the unintentional free time in this day is actually already run for around 1 hour ago. So I basically already utilize it for around less than an hour, half an hour for doing the good behavior recording first because the first half an hour at the time that the unintentional free time is actually receive. So I basically only try to take a rest or lay in the bed because for some reason I don't know, I just feel quite lazy, maybe because I have tried to sit in my main desk for quite long to do several things related to my main job of task first. So that's the reason why at the time that the unintentional free time was started, it is actually the same exact time for me to rest myself for not sitting in the ergonomic chair for quite long because yeah, I just don't know, maybe even though I already have a pretty ergonomic setup, but it's still pretty much lazy to just sit around for a long period of time without resting in the bed for several times until I have enough motivation to utilize this unintentional free time. So besides, there is actually several meetings in this day, so most likely I will only able to do this live stream and also already done quite long good behavior recording, and probably I will try to do the native language podcast just like as usual because the last time that I tried to do that I only able to record 2 episodes, I guess, or it is actually 3 episodes, I'm not sure. I think it's only 2 episodes, so there's still 5 more episodes that I basically need to prepare, which is in total can be 50 minutes, which is pretty long. So basically, if I really try to utilize all of this remaining unintentional free time until my next meeting on the main job of tasks, so I basically have only 15 minutes of spare time, perhaps, or even less than that. I'm not sure because yeah, there is some, I don't know what's the correct word to say that, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have been through so many experience or things lately, which is I basically need to think about. So I basically already tried to do a little bit progress to my other contents besides native language podcasts, which is should be a very new content that I try to publish in public. Besides, it is actually a karaoke content that I try to publish on other platform that basically didn't have annoying copyright music issues. So that's the reason why I try to do it on the TikTok, perhaps because it's pretty common to for people to use create some sort of video using copyright music. So I'm not sure whether it is actually gonna be good or not, but at least I don't have any kind of annoying signs that, like in the YouTube, which is when using or when contains any kind of copyrighted music, which I usually try to remove it using their AI, but not sometimes. Most of the times it is not work, because eventually the only thing that we can do is basically mute the whole sound of the video in those durations. So yeah, that's the reason why. And basically, I don't know, I just don't know what basically happened in terms of my main job of tasks, because yeah, it's been a while. Time is just running so fast, so I just don't know. There's so many uncertainty in the future whether I basically still in the same condition or not. So that's the reason why doing a personal productivity is basically what makes my life a little bit different than any other previous day that I've been through. So but yeah, for some reason those laziness is just keep coming, and basically make myself just try to do it the same thing over and over again, which basically try to postpone as much as possible the things that basically new to me, because when it comes to something new, basically you still didn't have those kind of similarity or familiarity with the things that you basically can do over and over again, because when you already got those familiarity, you just need to continue it over and over again, because yeah, everything was seems to be pretty much repetitive, but with a different kind of content, just like this unnecessary talk on the broadcast podcast, or motivation, Animoji motivation, or I don't know. So yeah, besides I basically able to probably increase my motivation with several monies on upgrading the things that basically make me more motivate, but I don't know whether it is going to be worthy or not. So that's the reason I'm still using this old mid 2013 MacBook Air, which already pretty struggle every time I basically try to create any kind of personal productivity with this laptop. So yeah, even for recording this kind of Animoji, the thermal throttling is already running before I basically start the streaming. So yeah, when basically it is probably because I start several application at once, so that's the reason why the processor is kind of like heated at more. I don't know, maybe it's already need to be repasta, I'm not sure. But anyway, I basically wanted to bought another mini PC, which is pretty cheap, just to play a favorite game again, on which I basically always try to play on my dream gadget. But since I just want to separate it, because I basically have two different account for those game. So the first one is actually I bought it when it is on the discount, and the second one is actually when it is basically free. So yeah, but it was in the different platforms, so I basically wanted to start over from the beginning. I don't know, because yeah, there are so many things that basically can be improved from the beginning, after I basically already experienced many things with my other accounts. So yeah, but I just don't know. Basically, if I want it to be as fast as possible, I basically able to use my current gaming PC, because it's basically already sufficient. But I don't know. I basically try to put that on a different desk, which is definitely not ergonomic, since the monitor is also pretty small, that was connected into those PC. And so that's the reason why I actually wanted to move into my main desk, but my main desk is already pretty full, especially for the gaming PC that's actually not as small as the one that I basically wanted to buy. Since, yeah, the one that I basically wanted to buy is actually the one that have integrated GPU. So it was still the fastest iGPU that ever released on the desktop processor, even though it's already pretty old. So the CPU performance is not fast, but yeah, since the CPU and the GPU is actually the one that needed for playing games, it can overcome the latest processor with more processing power but less graphical performance on the iGPU, unless there is a new upcoming iGPU desktop processor, which I just don't know because, yeah, I don't, because looking back into the latest release or the next iteration, several next iteration after the most powerful iGPU, they decided to reduce the iGPU for no reason. So probably because they just wanted to make people buy external graphic cards instead, perhaps since they're basically in the same company. So yeah, I don't know. So basically, it's already 11 minutes. I just don't realize it, so I think I will try to stop this stream because it's already pretty random, and I basically need to prepare more of the native language podcast during this unintentional free time because I just don't know when will be the next unintentional free times. So if I try to put everything during the intentional free time next week, it will be pretty lot because, yeah, when you try to talk over and over again, it's just basically make you not really have so